What's up, guys? How are you? Happy Saturday. Welcome in to another episode of the Daily Juice Podcast with me, Matt Perrault, at Sports Talk Matt, to follow me on Twitter. This podcast being brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com. The promo code is JUICE in the search bar. Gets you a 50% off savings on the anniversary packages available right now at OmahaSteaks.com. Okay, 2-1 night last night. We get a winning night finally. It's not a huge night, but it's a winning night, which is good. It gets us off the schneid and gets us potentially heading towards a winning week if we can do well here on a Saturday. Now, full disclosure, my UFC betting has not been good. This is something I love to bet, but I am not good at it. It's fun. It's enjoyable. This is ultimately entertainment, right? It's what we're doing here, building a community, having fun, enjoying ourselves. So I say that all knowing that I'm down basically somewhere like 1.7 units or something like that for the week. I have 2 parlays. Not great. I have 2 baseball bets. Not great. But it's Saturday, and I want to fire. I want to have some fun. I'll either dig us out of the hole, or I'll put myself right back into a massive one, depending on how tonight goes. But UFC 292 is in Boston, my hometown, so I am fired up about this pay-per-view card. And we've got a couple of baseball plays that I want to get into as well. All right, let's start with one parlay, okay? It is a UFC baseball parlay, cross-sport parlay, something having fun, action on both, okay? So I know in Vegas, you guys might not be able to get access to this, but I think a lot of you might be able to do an alt number. Even if you don't have the access to the 4.5, you should have an alt number. Most of the East Coast books have been at 3.5 for the round total between O'Malley and Sterling all day, all week. Vegas is at 4.5, heavily juiced to the under, but you could essentially bet over 3.5 and under 4.5 and middle it. That's possible. You could do that. Here's how I think this fight's going to go, okay? I do not believe that if O'Malley does not win the fight by knockout inside the first round, that he will be able to beat Sterling and keep him off his back, away from his neck. I think he eventually will find a way to submit him. If O'Malley is going to win the fight, he could do it in the first round, kick, punch, something. If this fight goes to the ground, it's over, okay? Finito. If O'Malley gets a lightning strike shot, he can knock out Sterling 100%, okay? I am taking the first leg of this parlay, under 4.5 rounds at minus 195 at Circa Sports here in Vegas, okay? Under 4.5. You may need to go, if you got a 3.5, you may need to go find an alt to do this parlay. They may not let you parlay, but this is what we're going to do. Sterling under 4. Sterling against O'Malley, no matter who wins, under 4.5 rounds. 4.5 rounds means into the 5th inning, halfway into the 5th inning, or 5th round, rather. Okay? Only the last 2.5 minutes of the fight can burn us. Okay? If it ends in rounds 1, 2, 3, 4, or halfway into round 5, this bet cashes. I'm going to pair it up with the Cubs and Justin Steele, who is 13-3. He's won 5 games in a row. He's won 10 of 11 starts, dating all the way back to the 17th of June for the Cubs. He's been unbelievable. The Cubs have won almost every start he has made. Only loss is to the Red Sox, where he got touched up for 1 earned in 6 runs. Defense did him no favors there. He lost that game 11-5. But other than that, it's been 20-9, 6-4, 5-4, 4-3, 10-3, 3-2, 4-3, 10-1, 9-1, 3-2. Okay? Money line, Cubs to keep this roll going against the Royals' Brady Singer. And I know Brady Singer has had a near no-hitter, pitched really well his last time out. I'm going to fade it, though, because Steele at home has been really good. I lean towards the over in this game, but instead, I'm going to take money line minus 181, Cubs parlayed with Sterling plus minus 195 for an under 4.5 round fight. That's a plus 134 parlay. 1 unit down on that, plus 134. We're jumping in. Sterling under, Steele Cubs money line. 2-legger. Now, I have another 2-leg parlay that I want to get into. And this is maybe a little bit of a No, not maybe. This is a bet I like a lot. Okay, I was gonna say it's got less of a flyer type of mentality to it just because of what's going on, but I am going to take both fights, co-main and main, to finish inside the distance. So my thought process is with O'Malley and Sterling really is that O'Malley is so long that I think when he goes for a kick, I think Sterling can get into the inside and then drag him down. That fight, not to go the distance, is minus 225 at FanDuel. You can get it somewhere around like 190 to 225 somewhere. The Wei Lee Amanda Lemos fight, look, I can't see that fight going the distance. Okay, I just can't. The fight to not go the distance is minus 360. You combine, no matter who wins, the fight not to go the distance in the main, the fight not to go the distance in the co-main. That is a 119 minus 119 parlay. I don't think we get decisions on either fight here. We're going inside the distance, ITG, for the Wei Lee Lemos fight and the O'Malley and the Sterling fight. Some of the stats are really pretty interesting. If you want to throw Ian Gary over Neil Magny, either the over or Ian Gary to win, you can juice up your parlay if you want to jump in. I just don't like doing 3-leg parlays, in particular official 3-leg parlays. So we're just doing a 2-legger here. But I mean, Sean O'Malley, average fight time is 9:01. Sterling 13:36. We got a no contest that came in, but other than that, you had fights have all won against Jan, against other Almeida. Good fighters, but not as good fighters as what we've seen here out of Sterling. Cejudo, Dillashaw, Jan, and Sandhagen. 5 fights, 5 great fights, 5 big wins for Aljamain Sterling. Average fight time is 13:36, but I think his submission game is just too good here. Average takedowns 2.02 per 15 minutes. Takedown accuracy, he'll keep going even if he doesn't get it. Only 24 points takedown accuracy, but he will try to submit about 1 or 2 times every 15 minutes, every round. He'll try to get after it. But for Wei Lee and Amanda Lemos, I mean, Amanda Lemos' average fight time is 7:25, which is a little bit, on the faster side for a women's fighter. Wei Lee is 11:02 here for Lemos. 2-fight win streak against Watterson Gomez and Rodriguez. Esparza and Jędrzejczyk for Wei Lee. Big fight. She lost to Rose twice, but then came back, fighting for the belt here. Wei Lee inside the distance. This fight not to go to the distance here between Wei Lee and Lemos. That is a minus 119 parlay for both co-main and main. Inside the distance parlay at minus 119. Okay, so similar bet to the first one, but inside the distance gives us the 2.5 minutes or 2 minutes and 29 seconds you get if you bet the under. That's the only thing that can beat you with under 4.5. This gives you the full round, except for, obviously ending before the final horn sounds in this fight for Sterling and O'Malley. If this fight goes the distance, I lose both bets. Okay? Straight up, this fight goes the distance, I lose both bets. Just be very surprised if Sterling O'Malley goes. I'll lose 2 units. And away we go here with the UFC. Very possible that's how I end up losing, but I don't think these fights go the distance. So either Sterling or O'Malley wins, Wei Lee or Lemos wins. If that happens into the distance, it's minus 119, 1.19 units down on that. The other bet, like we talked about, is a plus money wager with the steel-led Cubs at minus 181 to come in, and the fight to go under 4.5 rounds. That is a 134 parlay for that. Okay, baseball bets. Mariners and the Astros. Don't need a huge breakdown on this because we got 2 fantastic pitchers. The total is 8 here. Framber already has thrown a no-hitter at home, so we know how good he is at home and how tough he is to face at home. And then we've got Gilbert, who's fantastic on the road. Logan Gilbert's 10-5 with a 3.1880 ERA. Framber has just been absolutely tremendous, but 2-0 win for the Mariners last night. The total is 8. Minus 115 to the under. I am betting the under for the Astros and the Mariners here. Under 8 at minus 110. So minus 115. 1.15 units down on that. And finally, I'm going to go back to the Orioles and the A's. Bet action, okay? Don't bet pitchers here. Bet action, so the bet's live no matter who is pitching, because frankly, it doesn't really matter who is pitching here. The Orioles offense should be able to score at will. It scored a ton. 9-4, the win on the run line in game number 1. It's Irvin against Waldichuk. Irvin's been good enough on the road this year. Not outstanding, but good enough. His split's 4.18. He is 0-2, but I think that offense will come to play here tonight for the Orioles. We're going with the run line for the Orioles. Minus 1.5 runs. It's minus 110. 1.1 units down on the Orioles up against the A's. Okay, 4 bets, 2 parlays, little more than 4.5 units going here on a Saturday. Let's have a good Saturday, all right? Under 4.5 rounds and the Cubs money line, that bet is plus 134. We're going inside the distance, main event, inside the distance, co-main event. That bet is minus 119. Under 8, Mariners, Astros, minus 115. Orioles run line against the A's, minus 110 for us. All right? My name is Matt Perrault. Let's have some fun in the Discord channel, bettingpros.com/chat to join that. UFC 292 should be a lot of fun. Baseball as well. This podcast, you find it, audio, video, wherever you get your podcasts. It's the Daily Juice. Every single morning, always being brought to you by omahasteaks.com.